All right, explain your biggest frustration with your phone and its charge.
So I would say the biggest frustration with my phone and how it's charged is I rely on my phone for just about everything all the time, and when you have some kind of breakdown like that, and you start losing a charge just about every day, for an integral part of your life, that can be extremely frustrating, and I mean, like, that's a big frustration of mine.
All right, how often does your phone die?
My phone, I go through a full charge every day. So I normally just do one at night, and then it'll usually die by the end of the day.
How much do you rely on your phone being charged?
I rely on it very heavily. Usually, if it's a location that I haven't been before, I'll use my maps, I use messages, other social media apps. I rely very heavily on my phone being charged.
How much do you value a solution to that problem?
I think a solution for that would be extremely valuable. If people were able to just transfer battery life, or if you had any kind of charging solution readily available no matter where you were, that would be extremely valuable for me.
How does it affect you when your phone dies and you're away from the house?
Depending on my location, it affects me. I wouldn't say I don't really rely on the communication aspect as much in my daily life, but if I was in a location that I wasn't necessarily familiar with, then it would cause me some problems.
What keeps you from having a fully charged phone during the day or night?
A lot of use on social media, messages, making phone calls, just using music and things like that usually drains a lot of the battery life that I have, and that's what you would usually take away from it.
How long does it take you to send large files to people from your phone?
How big would you say is a large file?
Whether it's emails with pictures in them or, I don't know.
I'd probably just say like a couple of seconds or more.
Okay. How often do you find yourself frustrated when trying to send those large files from your phone?
Usually they're not too impactful. It's usually just school documents and things like that. So I don't usually get too frustrated because I usually just try to handle that stuff in a timely manner ahead of time, so it's not a worry.
How often do you find yourself without strong enough service to send a file?
Not very often. Like in today's day and age, we have like, what is it, 5G LTE?
Yeah.
And then usually there's like a Wi-Fi service just about around any corner. So I usually don't struggle with that. Usually it's due to like population density on a game day or something like that.
How often do you find yourself out with friends with not enough charge for the night?
Pretty often. This is a circumstance that happens just about every weekend. Usually it'll start getting a little bit later in the day, and maybe we've been out all day, and I'm just running low on 20 to 30%, and I'd really like to have a little bit more.
What do you do when you're away from the house without a phone charger and your phone dies?
I'll usually just kind of suck it up. And if it's really imperative and I need to make a phone call to somebody, then I'll ask a friend if I can use theirs. But if not, then I'm just kind of left to despair, and there's not much that I can do.
And then what do you do when a file is too large to send from your phone?
That's when I'll usually try and get access to like a wireless internet connection, and then get on my laptop. And then send it through my laptop or any kind of accessible desktop.